Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're on the way to 11,100 subscribers. And if you could click the like button, I would be incredibly grateful. Look, there's some stuff to talk about Arsenal-wise. Obviously, there is still some transfer news knocking around the place. So we'll talk about that. We will talk about the Euros. Very interesting game just gone, the Belgium game. And the France game coming up as well. William Saliba is starting against Austria tonight. He is starting. He has broken into the starting lineup for France, which you absolutely love to see. But look, it's good to be back. Obviously, I was away at the weekend. I apologize for no streams over the weekend, but it is good to be back. And there are loads of you here as well. Woodsy, Anu Brata, VV Vlad, Sportcat, Icarus, Leeds Gunner, Pekka's here as well, El Minister, Fizzy, Cringe, Ethan Udall, Floki, Smalt, Hannah, Ross Lawman, and many, many more. Now, we are streaming slightly later than normal, and I think I'm going to do this basically as long as there are 5 p.m. games and 8 p.m. games, UK time that is, I'm going to stream from 7:15 until 8. So basically the gap between the second game of the day and the third game of the day. Because obviously if I did it at the normal time, it would clash with the end of the 5 p.m. kickoff. So I hope you don't mind the new kickoff time for the streams. Emilio, good to see you. Rory rocking the stubble. No, it'll be gone tomorrow. It'll be gone tomorrow. Yeah, if you could like the video as well. No Tifo stream at 8 p.m. then? Well, there will be some Tifo streams at 8 p.m. Not today. I'm not doing the France-Austria game, but there will be some Tifo streams at 8 p.m. Yeah. I'll literally just go straight from this into that, basically. That's how we'll do that. Thoughts on the Belgium game? Crazy. The Belgium game was... the thing is, Belgium weren't actually that bad. Like, people are kind of acting as if Belgium were really bad. They weren't. And on another day, they comfortably win that game. I thought the handball decision was quite harsh. It did touch his hand, don't get me wrong, but I thought that was a harsh decision. Lukaku, I mean, what an awful evening for him. So, yeah, I thought Belgium were all right. Slovakia, what a win for them. That is actually the biggest upset in Euros history in terms of the gap between the two teams in the rankings. They are 45 places apart in the rankings, which is pretty crazy. RIP Kevin Campbell, yes. Yeah, obviously I was away, but absolutely devastating. Kevin Campbell obviously actually made Arsenal content. You know, he was doing podcasts and stuff. A legend of the club. And obviously he'd had quite a long battle, I think, on and off. And it's just, absolutely horrible because he was young. Really, he was young still. So RIP Kevin Campbell. Horrible news. Lukaku was the funniest player to watch as neutral. Yeah, I mean, he misses so many chances. Then he actually scored twice. He did score twice. And they both got ruled out. So what can you do? I thought Trossard played quite well. I did think Trossard, he played a lot better in the second half. He kind of started playing centrally off Lukaku. And I thought at that point he looked a lot better. I thought there would be a bigger upset than that. Maybe in the World Cup. No, I think in the World Cup there have been bigger upsets. But it's the biggest upset in the Euros. Are you worried about England? Not a little bit, but not massively. Yes. Also, rest in peace to Sarkic whilst we're at it, who was incredibly young. I think he was 26, which is just horrific. So, Dragusin was great today. Unfortunately, I think Spurs got him at the right time. Yeah, maybe. He was decent. He was decent. But the thing is, right, and this is what people have to bear in mind, he won't be able to play like that for Spurs because Romania weren't playing a high line. Romania was sat in. And that sort of like deep defending is a lot easier to do. Not easier to do. It's just a different style of defending. He's yet to prove that he can play the high line that they play at Spurs. So it was a great performance, though. Openda looked really good when he came on. Yeah, I don't know why Openda didn't start or at least come on earlier. Openda looked really, really good. I'm 30, and unfortunately, more names we grew up on the passing moving forward. Yeah, it's just it's the reality, sadly, but it's tough. It is tough. I've seen more things on Osimhen earlier and how Arsenal are rumoured to be readying a bid in the near future. Yes, yeah. So we'll talk about this. These are the two bits of transfer news that came out today. Now, first of all, The sources, not great. I genuinely don't even know the one source. They're both coming out of Italy. So, Ciro, so basically, Ciro Venerato said that Arsenal will make an attempt to sign Victor Osimhen in the next few days. Arsenal will make an attempt to sign Victor Osimhen in the next few days. However, it will be a lower sum than his 130 million euro release clause. Napoli will have to evaluate the pros and cons of the offer for Osimhen, who dreams of playing in the Premier League. So that came from Ciro Venerato. And then in terms of what that lower sum might be, Kiss Kiss Napoli, which is a Naples-based radio station, said, as far as we know, despite the monster offer from the Saudi Pro League, Victor Osimhen does not want to go to Saudi Arabia. Arsenal, however, do not value him at 120 million euros. They value him at just over half of that, 75 million euros. So, yeah, it probably is an awful source. But apparently Arsenal value him at 75 million euros. Now, if we start going in at 75 million euros, then we're talking. Then we are talking. No need to discredit Italian sources. No, it's not discrediting them because they're Italian. It's just that they're not well-known, reputable sources, right? And also, you've got to understand that there's a lot of feeding into journalists to try and get moves and to try and the issue Napoli have, right, is that they need to sell Osimhen this summer. Really, they're not in Europe next season. They need to raise the money. They need to sell Osimhen. But he's got an insane release clause. He didn't have a great season. And one of the only teams that would be in for him, that would pay that sort of money, is Chelsea. And they're not in for him. And nor are Man United. So the options are limited for who they can actually sell him to. Oh, the TV just turned on. Whoa. My TV's just won't take no for an answer, mate. TV just won't. Fucking hell. Being taken over by robots. Yeah, look, I don't know. The quality of the source, I don't think, is very good. That's my opinion. I always try to be honest about the sources that put out information and how reliable I think they are. That is just my opinion. Are you doing a watch along for the France game with Lee Gunner? No, absolutely not. Hello, Rory. How are you doing? Would love to get Xavi Simons. What a fucking baller. Yeah, so this is the other thing that came out today. So on the Osimhen thing, look, for 75 million euros, Osimhen would be absolutely fantastic. 100%. For 75 million euros, get it done. However, realistically, you'd imagine it would be somewhere between that, right? The release clause is 130 million euros. We're going at 75 million. You're going to meet somewhere in the middle. If that's under 100 million euros, I don't think that's too bad. We should go for Dovbyk, 24 goals in Girona last season and got a 30 million release clause. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I didn't think he was very good against Romania today. I have to say, he didn't impress me when I was watching him today. That's for sure. Would you make any changes to the England team for the game against Denmark? I would give Foden one more chance at left wing. If he plays the way he did yesterday, I'd drop him. I'd just drop him straight away. I'd just drop him straight away. Why didn't you include Lee Gunner in the sweepstakes? Because he's not a TikToker. He isn't a TikToker. I didn't include I only included. It was a TikToker sweepstake, so I only included TikTokers. What have you talked about so far? Basically, just the Osimhen news. So, Osimhen desperately wants to go to the Premier League, so he's unlikely to accept a move to Saudi Arabia, even though Saudi Arabia are likely to be the ones that would actually pay the money that Napoli want for him. That leaves a potential opportunity where Arsenal, who apparently are still interested, may go and lowball them, basically give them quite a low offer, supposedly around 75 million euros, and just test the waters. Test the waters on it, because I think Napoli need the money. So we'll see. Did you like the look of Hanko? I did like the look of Hanko. I thought it was a solid performance from him today. I don't feel like In a performance like that, really, you just see his ability to defend the box and defend the goal. But I thought that was good. I really did think that was good. Bakayoko, didn't see much of him, to be honest, when he came on. Didn't see a huge amount of Bakayoko. Onana, I thought, looked good. I think Onana, again, proved that people's perception of him is a little bit wrong. I think Onana on the ball, Onana's ability to break lines with through balls is good. And I don't think people respect that side of his game. I think because he plays in a Sean Dyche Everton team, people don't respect that side of his game. But I thought he was good. Did anyone else play that we were watching today? Don't think so. I don't think so. I don't understand why people rate Doku. Like, Doku is a very good player. I mean, obviously, he cost them a little bit. He is a very good player. His end product needs work still. That's the issue they've got in that Belgian team, though. Outside of Trossard, everyone else's end product is naff. Cheaper and better than Doku? Yeah. I mean, look, I'll be completely honest. You know, if you've been watching, you know the amount of greenery I saw for Bakayoko. I was kind of set on Bakayoko as a player I wanted, but I'm not just going to pretend that that was a really good performance. You know, from what I saw in that game, it was difficult to tell, you know. I thought he probably should have scored. That one that Hanko blocked on the line, it's a great block, but should he be scoring it, you know? If you go high, it's a little bit of a risk, but they're far less likely to be able to block it. So the thing is, if Osimhen wanted to be in control for his transfer, he shouldn't have signed a new contract in January. He'd be on 1 year left now and more likely for us to go to him. Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. Sometimes I don't really understand why. What the hell? We've lost the camera. What the hell is going on? Honestly, I go away for 2 days. What the hell is going on? How have I lost the camera? 2 secs. We're back. I don't know if it's the heat. It's quite warm in here. I don't know if it's all crumbling under the heat. Or if there is genuinely some sort of ghost in here that is just fucking around with me. Because that is now the TV and the camera. Things that have never happened before. Yeah, no. Anyway, we're back. Apologies for that. Netete hacked him. I prefer not to speak, really. I prefer not to speak. The other news coming out today, caught offside. So again, not a brilliant source. Caught offside is not a brilliant source, but Arsenal and Manchester United are among the clubs to have asked about a potential transfer deal for Xavi Simons this summer. A temporary move from PSG is seen as more likely, with sources informing Caught Offside that Arsenal want to sign the player on loan. So that is interesting. That is interesting. Look, I'd take him on loan. I mean, I'd love him permanently, but, you know, we could do a little bit of a, you know, the Erdegaard thing. You bring him in on loan. He falls in love with the place, pushes for a move permanently. That would be the dream. I'm a big fan of Xavi Simons. I actually thought in the game, in Netherlands opening game, I didn't think he was brilliant. I thought he actually struggled a little bit. But I've seen enough of him before. I am a big, big fan. Versatile, incredibly versatile. Wonderful dribbler of the ball. I wonder if we'll still say United in like a decade. If so, that's crazy influence from Goldbridge. Maybe. I don't know if I'll ever change. What was the TikTok about the Crystal Palace sponsor? I prefer not to speak. I prefer not to speak. No, trust me. My hands are tied. So yeah. I really don't see the hype with Xavi Simons. He's good, but it just doesn't make sense. Probably in the minority here. No, look, there's nothing wrong with being in the minority. You might not even be in the minority. I've seen some people have replied to me thinking that they don't think he's good at all, which I think is wrong. But I like him. I like him as an option off the right, centrally, off the left. I still think I'd probably Prefer a permanent fix to the winger issue. Neto or Kudus would be good. Xavi doesn't impress me. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. I probably would prefer Kudus, to be fair. I probably would prefer Kudus. But I am a big... You've got to bear in mind how young he still is as well, by the way. He is still only 20. Is it 20, 21? I think he's 20. He is still a very young player with a lot of room to develop. A lot of room to develop. Bakayoko looked like a link-up player, very similar to Saka or Elise. I'd rather have a different profile, a profile similar to Kudus. Interesting. See, I'd rather have a profile similar to Saka. Because I don't like the idea, and I think Kudus can do what Saka does anyway, but I don't like the idea of Saka getting injured and then you have a completely different profile that has to come in, because that affects everyone else in the squad at that point. He's 21 with a Jovino-style hairline. That's fine. That's fine. We'll put him in contact with whoever did Gabriel's hair, whoever did Rob Holding's hair. You know, we got the connections. James B said we should throw the bag at Kudus. I mean, you know, where was James B last summer when I was saying we should throw the bag at Kudus? You know what I mean? We've been gunning for Kudus on this channel from day one, but no, I don't know what Kudus's release clause is going to be, and I don't think it exists yet. From what I can tell from West Ham side, Kudus's release clause isn't in effect until next summer. So, as much as you can throw the bag at him, I don't know if West Ham would even let him go. The only hope is that West Ham might need to raise money now that they can't sell Paqueta. That's the only hope. Gyökeres train, we're still there. The Gyökeres train is still, we're just cruising along. We're cruising along. We're taking in the sights. Some people have jumped off. Lots of people have jumped off, in fact. You know what? There's a lot of room. Every carriage feels like first class at this point on the Gyökeres train, because we've got some empty seats. I don't mind it. You could have only one, Victor Gyökeres or Mo Kudus. No beating around the bush. Kudus, because right now I think that position is more important. Kudus, because right now I think finding someone that can take the load off Saka is more important. But I would love Gyökeres. You've never looked better. Well, thank you very much, Simon. Thank you. I have, but I appreciate that. No, do you know what it is? Honestly, getting just a tiny bit of sun on my face makes the world of difference. Makes the world of difference. I want the celebration. Yeah, me too. I want to be able to do the celebration. Would you take Kudus as the 8? He could play the 8 in certain games, yeah. That's the thing. Kudus is one of the options where if you brought him in, even as like a Saka backup, right, which we keep talking about, Kudus would play in so many games anyway, even when Saka was fit, because he could play as the 8, he could play off the left, you could probably throw him on down the middle if you needed to. So he would get so much game time anyway that you wouldn't have that issue of being like, well, is Kudus going to want to sit on the bench? How was the dad? He is all good. He is loving life. He's recently picked up golf, so you know he's feel like he's really sort of just cruising into the retirement phase of his life, having a good time. He can kind of play as a 10, kind of, but we don't really operate with a 10. So, true love or Arsenal treble next season? Both. One in the same. Who's on the swamp train for next year? To see West Ham Central's tears, yeah, that would be beautiful. West Ham Central crying about it for... I mean, if he lost his head anywhere near the way that he did over the Declan Rice deal, it would be absolutely fantastic. Who's on the Sesko train for next year? I think a lot of people are. It was weird. That Slovenia game, right? Everyone kind of went one of two ways on Sesko. Some people thought he was crap, and other people thought he was really good. I was more on this side. I thought he looked good. I thought he looked problematic. The shot that hit the post was really nice. You can see how cleanly and crisply he can strike a football. You can see what a handful he can be. He can kind of create chances for himself out of nowhere, which I really like. And yet some people didn't think he performed well at all. It was weird the way that kind of split. But no, look, you can see why Arsenal were interested. You can see why Arsenal were interested in him. Didn't realize Sesko game was actually all right. I can see the hype. Yeah, no, it was. It was. Did you like Vlahovic? Not that I want to sign him. Not really. Not really. Like, he looked all right. That's what I've never been massively impressed by Vlahovic. I've always looked at him and thought, yeah, decent striker. Nothing more than that. Nothing more. We don't have anyone with the ball striking skills of Sesko. That's one of the few things we're still missing. I also thought he looked great. Yeah, probably not. I mean, who comes closest? Declan Rice can strike a ball. Trossard can strike a ball. Really, since we lost Xhaka, no one can hit it that true. What would you think of Mark Guehi as a signing? I like Guehi. I thought he was one of the really sort of impressive performances in the England game. He would come in as the thing is he is at that level where I don't see him coming in and being a backup to Gabriel. And I'm not convinced he could do the Saliba role. So it'd be an interesting one for us to do. It would be an interesting one for us to do. I don't think we would. Also, like, Crystal Palace are just a bastard to deal with. Crystal Palace are a horrible team to negotiate with. Who do you think Arsenal will get on the opening day? As for Chelsea, I think we get Leicester or Ipswich. That's a good question. So realistically, it's not going to be a big team. Because there's like a thing where like the big teams avoid each other on the first day and the last day. When is it announced? That is this week, right? Is it this week? Tomorrow, 9 a.m. TikTok content, baby. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow then. 9 a.m. Love to see it. I want to know what the plan for Mika Biereth is. Yeah, I think he's going to go on loan. I think Biereth's going to go on loan again. Ideally to the Championship. I'd love to see him in the Championship, like a decent Championship team. I think that's where you find out. But if he doesn't, if he goes abroad again, maybe like Sturm Graz again, I think we'll end up selling him at that point. But Liverpool Chelsea first game last season. Yeah, no, sorry, not big teams. It's to do with positions. So I read an article about it and did a TikTok. It's like the top 6 teams over the previous like 2 or 3 year running like aggregate. They get categorized as the top 6, and they can't. So because Chelsea had finished in 12th or whatever, it took them out of that top 6 thing, basically. Our loaning have been horrid. So many non-starters. Yeah, it's not been great. Biereth to a newly promoted team. I don't know if they take the gamble. I think it'd be a big step up for him. Thoughts on the Euros as a whole so far? Feels like the first proper tournament with fans in a football country since the 2016 Euros. Yeah, it's been good. I've really enjoyed the sort of fan side of it. Have you seen that you're top of the Euros Predictor League, Rory? Am I? My fantasy league's not going too well. Fucking hell, I had Lunin in goal. I forgot about that. I had Lunin in goal. Stinky. And Grimaldo didn't even play, I don't think. Frimpong. I captained Wirtz, which was decent. This Euros has good vibes. Yeah, the Euros has good vibes. Yeah, the schedule comes out tomorrow. Premier League schedule comes out tomorrow. Wait, let me find out the predictor. Oh yeah, I'm flying. Here we go. Oh, mate, I'm cruising. How many people are in the league? We've got 19 people in the league. I'm absolutely flying. Look at this. Wait, let me look at this. Where is it? Here it is. Look at this. I'm flying. I'm up on 75 points. Amar's the closest person to me on 59. Oh, look at this. Look at this, sports fans. Wait. So I got 7 points for this. Oh, because I got first team to score correct. 2-1. It was 5-1. Switzerland, Hungary. I got 2-1. I went 2-1. It was 3-1. That was unlucky. This one got correct. This one got correct. Oh, look at that. Slovenia v Denmark absolutely smashed it. Haven't got a single correct first player to score yet. Netherlands versus Poland. I was 1 goal away on that. Oh my God, Serbia versus England. We doubled up on it. We doubled up on it and got the correct score. If only I'd gone Bellingham instead of Kane, we'd have been absolutely flying. Romania, Ukraine, I got wrong. Belgium, Slovakia, I got wrong. And then we need 3-1 in the game tonight. 3-1, Mbappe to score first. Absolutely flying. Absolutely flying, sports fans. You love to see it. Where am I in the... wait, let me... Where am I in the fantasy league? Oh, not good. It's not looking good, Brett. We got over 1,000 members in the Rory Talks Football Fantasy League, and I am 600 and something. Josephine is winning it. So there you go. That's my team. Didn't go well, to be honest. Didn't go well. I'm relying on Mbappe, Ronaldo, Bruno. There you go. There you go. You'll have to see it. You'll have to see it. Did you see the Netherlands fans in Hamburg? I did, yeah. I did. Don't bottle it. We don't bottle. We don't bottle. We do not bottle. I captained Mbappe. Probably smart. Probably smart. To be fair, captaining Wirtz didn't go too badly. Captaining Wirtz didn't go too badly for me. It's a shame that Sweden didn't qualify. Isak, Gyökeres, Kulu would have terrorized teams. Yeah, well, they play with they basically play with a front four because they play with Elanga as well. Bit sad to see Palmer not come on yesterday with how creative he is. Have no problem with Saka starting at all, but why was Bowen brought on? Does Southgate see Bowen as second choice right wing and Palmer as second choice cam? I think it was completely based, on the game state. I think, truthfully, Bowen is a bit of a stronger, harder worker than Palmer. So in terms of doing the defensive stuff, I think he went for Bowen based on that. I don't think he brought Bowen on to necessarily score more. I think he brought Bowen on to make sure that we didn't concede. I think Saka only went off because Saka's been carrying this injury still. If he sees Palmer as the 10, the issue I've got is that he's not the second choice 10. Surely he's the third choice 10 because if it's not Bellingham, it should be Foden. And this is the issue he's got, right? I wouldn't start Foden. If you're starting Bellingham as the 10 because you're starting Trent in midfield, the left-hand side, it needs to be Eze or Gordon. It needs to be Eze or Gordon. In which case, you've got both Foden and Palmer on the bench. Well, so then and even then, is he going to take off Jude? I don't even know. So, yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. But I would definitely be starting Eze or Gordon off the left-hand side. Did you see Newcastle apparently triggered the release clause for Elise? How have they got the money? I thought they don't have any money. How are they triggering the release clause for Elise if they don't have money? Crazy. I mean, to be fair, good for him if it is. I'd rather see him go there than Chelsea. Because if he goes to Newcastle, guaranteed starter. We'd actually see what he's made of. Trent does work, but not when Foden doesn't hug the touchline. That's the thing. We need a left winger who's going to be a left winger. We need a left winger who's going to be a left winger. What are your honest thoughts on Bruno? In my opinion, he's a fabulous player getting destroyed at United. A midfield of him, Rice, and Ødegaard would be a joy to watch. Yeah, I think he'd do very well at Arsenal. I don't like him. I really just don't like him as a character. But he took Jude off last game. Yeah, but not until late on, right? When did he take Jude off? It was late on, no? It's just so much competition for places in those attacking places. Palmer would start for most other national teams. Yeah, it's true. It's true, but you know that is the reality. Up top, we've got plenty of talent. It's just the defense that's a problem. Like, Trippier starting at left back is killing me. Trippier starting at left back is absolutely killing me. Hyper, good to see you. Austria wins 5-0. Ambitious. Ambitious. Bruno's our best player? Probably. Probably. I feel like him and Ronaldo have figured each other out a bit more now, though, which could work well. How do you think Arteta has completely killed the leagues, unlike any other Premier League club has ever done? Got rid of people. I think he just killed. I think he kills it by getting rid of them. I mean, I don't really know for sure because we don't know who the leaks were, and I mean, we'll find out once we actually really go for someone whether those leaks are still there. But yeah, it's interesting. Bakayoko didn't look great today, but Belgium's a dross team in general. Yeah, I didn't make much of the Bakayoko performance either way, to be fair. Yeah, 86th minute. Yeah. And yes, yeah, and that was when Mainu came on, so that was just an incredibly defensive substitution. So Bruno hating on CR7 is the most disrespectful thing I've seen. Yeah, but I feel like they've got better though together. I feel like in recent times, I feel like they've come to work better together. Simons, Osimhen, Bruno G, dream transfer window. I mean, that would be nice. That would be nice. Are we literally going to sit back every time we go 1-0 up? I hope not. I hope not. That was the thing in the game yesterday, right? Everyone agreed Saka in the first half was excellent. Like, had the left back on toast, created multiple chances, like he was flying. Second half, people said he disappeared. Now, I don't think he disappeared. I think that's harsh. But the issue was that in the second half, we just dropped back so much deeper. And then if Saka's picking up the ball inside his own half, that's an incredible amount of work to try and do. So it was, I didn't blame Saka for that. I didn't, in the same way I didn't really blame, Jude for the fact that he didn't really do much in the second half either. It was just, second half we just sat in deep. And look, on one hand, you could just say that is being street smart. Or, on one hand, you could just say, well, look, that's nous. That is understanding tournament games and getting the win. And you look at it, Belgium lost today. That's, a disaster for them. So it started again. What on earth? What on earth? There's a ghost. There's an absolute ghost. From what I've seen of Bakayoko, he's very energetic and good on the ball. He isn't smart and calm like Saka, but has a lot of flair. To be fair, I haven't seen enough of him to fully judge that, but he's definitely got flair. He has definitely got flair. I think your doggo has a universal remote. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So you not rate Bakayoko's performance by the game today, but you do so on Dovbyk? Well, no, because Dovbyk played the whole game. Bakayoko didn't play Bakayoko came on as a sub relatively late in the game. If I'd seen a full 90 minutes and he played like that, then I'd have more of an opinion. But he didn't play. Like, I'm not going to judge someone's performance based on a 20-minute cameo. Whereas I saw Dovbyk play for the whole game. What's the maximum price you'd pay for Osimhen? 80 million pounds. So that would be like 100 million euros. That's the highest I'd go. Yeah, I wasn't convinced by Lunin. I mean, he made a mistake for the first goal and a mistake for the second goal. It was poor. It was poor. Anyway, look, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. So get your fingers on your keyboards because we're starting now. Clue number 1, this player is 26 years old. Clue number 1, this player is 26 years old. Clue number 2, they joined Arsenal in 2020. Clue number 2, they joined Arsenal in 2020. Clue number 3, they've got 15 goals in 168 games for Arsenal. Clue number 3, they've got 15 goals in 168 games for Arsenal. Clue number 4, they are playing in Copa America this month. Clue number 4, they are playing in Copa America this month. And clue number 5, they had the best goal that didn't count this season. Clue number 5, they had the best goal that didn't count this season. There we go. Who is it? Who is it? Make sure I don't get VAR checked. By the way, did you see VAR today? Bloody snickometer on the VAR. Snickometer. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the winner is Pekka. There we go. Pekka has won it. I'm going to give him Gabby. I will give him big. It's big Gabby, isn't it? I'll give him Gabby. Second was... Well, it was Pekka again. Ronin was second. Ethan Udall was third. Jakob was fourth. And Dominic Riego was fifth. So there you go. It was indeed Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah, only one of them's 26. He's known as Big Gabby. Yeah, but I feel like Gabby is fair. He could have meant Jesus. He could have done, but I don't think he did. He was first and second, yeah. So 15 goals is mad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It isn't bad. But there you go. There you go. And now it's time for Guess the Non-Gooner. We need to wrap it up relatively quickly because the France game is starting in 7 minutes. But Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal. You have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the RoryTalksFootball, but not as much respect as Pekka currently has. This player started their career at RE Verton. They started their career at RE Verton. They went to Club Brugge or Club Bruges. They went to Club Bruges. They then went to PSG. They went from Club Bruges to PSG. They then went to Borussia Dortmund. And then they went to Trabzonspor. So RE Verton, Club Brugge, Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, Trabzonspor. Who is the player? So you start going for the current Belgian players. You started going for the current Belgians. Who got it first? The first person to get it correct was Amar. It was indeed Thomas Meunier. Amar got it first. Carl got it second. Jermaine got it third. Sportcat got it fourth. And Ethan Udall got it fifth. So there you go. There you go. Congratulations to Pekka and to Amar. Well done, well done. David Ornstein. Is that in reference to anything? Has he tweeted something? Has he tweeted something? Or have you just randomly typed David Ornstein? Didn't Meunier go on a few loans? Not according to this. Has Ornstein tweeted something? Or did you just type it? No. He hasn't tweeted anything. Look, anyway, that is going to be the end of the stream. I hope you all have a fantastic evening. If you could like and subscribe before you jump off, I will be back tonight, probably about 10:15, 10:30, over on Twitch for some foot champs, which I need to get done today. We got a VAR masterclass today as well. You'll love to see it. But look, let's go. Enjoy the France game. Enjoy a William Saliba masterclass. And I will be back tomorrow, same time as... Well, no, not same time as usual. 7:15 tomorrow, which is the new time. But until then, have a fantastic evening. And I will catch you all later or tomorrow. Goodbye.